Wish you all a very good day, my dear children. Now today we are going to discuss Pythagoras Theorem. Now what is Pythagoras Theorem? Who is Pythagoras? Pythagoras was a mathematician, a great philosopher that lived nearly 2500 years ago. Nearly 2500 years ago, he found a very special relationship among the sides of a right angle triangle. Not an ordinary triangle, it is about a right angle triangle, not any other triangle. Alright, now look at this. This is a right angle triangle. Now this is the right angle. This is one side, another side, the other side. Now can you see the longest side of this right angle triangle is the side that lies against the right angle. The side that lies against the right angle is the longest side. It has a special name. What is this name? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. The longest side which lies against the right angle. Alright. Then Pythagoras once drew a right angle triangle and drew three squares on the three sides. Look at this. Now this is one side. He drew a square such that this one becomes one side. In here, this side measures 3. Let it be 3 meters. If this side is 3 meters, the other side of the square is 3 meters. Another square on this side. Let it be 4. Then this side is 4, this side is 4. This is a square. Then the third side. The length of the third side we can't get as we wish. When we take 3 meters for this and 3 meters for 4 meters for this one, the length of the other side automatically comes. We can't change it as we wish. In here it has become 3, 4, 5. 5 meters. Alright. Now what is the area of this square? 3 into 3. Length multiplied by breadth. That is 9. What is the area of this one? 4 into 4. That is 16. What is the sum? 16 and 9. That is 25. What is the area of this one? That also is 5 into 5. That is 25. And this is, there you are. This is the special relationship that Pythagoras found. Areas of these two squares. What are these squares? Area of the two squares drawn on these two sides is equal to, the sum of the areas is equal to the area of the square drawn on the hypotenuse. But this is a very lengthy sentence. We can shorten it to maths like this. Now I am going to remove this. It is like this. Here you are. If this is a right angle triangle, this is the hypotenuse. Now I will name the three sides as A, B and C. Let C be the hypotenuse. A, B, C. C is the hypotenuse. A squared, area of this one, plus B squared, area of the square drawn on this side, is equal to C squared. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, not these lengthy stories, but this formula we use in our calculations for calculating lengths. Alright, now this is the Pythagoras theorem or Pythagorean relation. Pythagoras theorem is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, let's draw a right angle triangle like this. This is the right angle, this is the hypotenuse. This is C, A, B. Now we know that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We know this thing. This is Pythagorean theorem. Then if we know two sides, this one 12 centimeters, this one 5 centimeters. then we can calculate the length of the hypotenuse. Now let's substitute these values in this formula and get the length of C. Here you are. 12 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. How much is 12 squared? That is 144. How much is 5 squared? That is 25. Equals C squared. When we add these two, what is the sum? That is 169 equals C squared. Now that is not C, that is not this length, that is the area, a square. Then we have to calculate we have to find the length. Get the square root. What is the square root of 169? That is 30. What is the square root of C square? That is C. That means the length of C is 13. Like this, we can do our calculations by applying this formula. Shall we take another one? Alright, let's take this thing. Alright, this is the right angle triangle. This is 3, this is 4. Calculate this length. Very basic. Now we know this is the hypotenuse. The area of the square drawn on that means C squared equals this one squared plus this one squared. C squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared equals, how much is 3 squared? 9. 9 plus this one 16. C squared equals, what is the sum? 25. Then that is the C squared equals 25. Then square root of this thing equals square root of this thing. That means C equals 5. C equals 5. Now we found the length of C. Let's take another one. Right. Now we found the length of the hypotenuse. Now we are going to find the length of another side. This is another question. There is another right angle triangle of which this side is 15. Hypotenuse is 15. This side is 9. Now let's calculate the length of this one. Let it be A. A squared plus 9 squared equals 15 squared. Then A squared plus, how much is 9 squared? 81. 81 equals, how much is 15 squared? 225. Then, now you all know how to solve an equation. Now we are going to isolate A squared. How can we isolate A squared? We have to remove 81. Subtract 81. But when we remove 81 from this side, the equilibrium will be violated. The equality will be violated. Therefore, we have to remove 81 from the other side too. Now you can do some rough work. 225 minus 81. How much is that? $144. 144. A squared equals 144. And we can get the root. A squared root, 144 root. A squared root is A. This one, 144 root, that is 12. Then we can get this length, that is 12. Right. Like that, we can apply Pythagoras theorem and find these lengths. Now I will give you a small chart. Then I am not going to explain everything. You can do it by yourselves and check whether your answers are correct. Huh? Here you are, the three sides. This is the right angle triangle. The hypotenuse is C. The other two sides A and B. Length of A, length of B, length of C. Three, 4. Find this one. The other one, 9, 15. Find this one. Now I will give you the answers. 12, 13. Find this one. Right? 6, 8. Find this one. 15, 17. Find this one. And 16, 20, find this one. Alright. Now you can apply this formula and get your answers. Anyway, I will give you the answers. Right? This is 5. Check whether you get 5. This is 12. Check whether you get 12. This is 5. Again. Right? This is 10. How much is this one? This is 8. How much is this one? This is 12. Now you can do your calculation and check whether you can get these answers. If you can get these answers, then you know it. And there is another one thing that we need to know. Not another one thing, another 2 or 3 things there are. Now you better take down this table, but don't write these ones. After doing your calculation only, you can check whether your answers are correct. What is the other thing? Now, in all the cases, here if you take right angle triangle like this, if this is 7 and this is 8, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, the sum is 113. There is a problem. 113 is not a perfect square. You can't find the square root because the square root is a decimal number. It is not a perfect square. You don't get a whole number as the root. Then what can you do? Then you have to learn how to find the square root. But at this moment, I advise you not to put all these things together and make a mess. At this moment, you use a calculator and practice this thing. Once you become familiar with this thing, then thereafter you can learn how to find the square root by applying logarithms or by division, by dividing. At once, don't put all these things together. Now, at this moment, you are practicing this thing, Pythagorean theorem. Therefore, use a calculator and get the square root. No matter. Next thing, sometimes you may get a triangle like this. You may get a triangle like this. Square root of 39, this length. The length itself is a square root. Now, they don't give the square root. Root 39 is the length. The length is given in this manner. And this side is 5. And now, you can apply your knowledge like this. This side, 39 square root squared plus 5 squared. This side squared, this side squared equals c square. This side root 39, square of that. This side 5, the square of that. Add them together, then you get the square of the other hypotenuse, other side. Now when you square 39's square root, then you get 39. The square root's square is 39. 39 plus 25 equals c square. 39 plus 25. Now you can do some rough work. 39, 25. 64. 64 equals c square. Now you know 64 is a perfect square. Root of both sides. If 64 equals c square, root of this side equals root of the other side. This is 8, this is c. Now c equals 8. Like this you can find that length even if one length comes in this manner. That is another thing. Right. Third one. The next fact that I should emphasize, you have to learn. Now, not only for finding lengths, you can use this theorem to check whether a certain triangle is a right angle triangle or not. Here you are. A triangle is given like this. And the lengths of the three sides are given. 10, 15, 20. Now you want to check whether it is a right angle triangle or not. How can you check it? Huh? You apply Pythagoras relation. Now this is the longest side. If this is a right angle triangle, this must be the hypotenuse because it is the longest side. Now you check 20 square. How much is that? That is 400. 20 squared is 400. How much is 10 square? That is 100. How much is 15 square? That is 225. What is the sum? 325. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. That means this is not a right angle triangle. If it is a right angle triangle, the sum of these squares, 10 squared and 15 squared, must be equal to 20 squared. But in here they are not equal. What does that mean? That it is not a right angle triangle. If it is a right angle triangle, they must be equal. Alright. I think I must give you another advice. Now I have 30 years of experience now. So that I have seen the places where children make mistakes. The biggest problem is that they put everything together when they learn. Now in here, that is why I asked you not to put all these things together and make a mess. At this moment, if you are learning Pythagoras Theorem, don't think about the methods of getting the square root. You just use a calculator to get the square root. Once you become very familiar with this thing, once you are now clever in it, then you can get to the other one, to learn the methods of finding square root. Next thing, when you get a question, you don't get direct questions like this. This side is this much, this side is this much, find the other side. Like that you don't get questions. Now you get questions like this. There is a wall, there is a house like this. And a man leans a ladder onto this wall. The length of the ladder is 10 feet, 10 meters or 10 feet. And the distance between the wall and the foot of the ladder is 6. They ask you the height, at what height the ladder touches the wall. You get questions in this manner. You don't get direct questions. Now, you must be clever enough to turn this story, that means this day-to-day life situation, into your put it into your mathematical knowledge and turn it into maths and get the answer. Now you know, if it is a wall, walls are always vertical, floor is horizontal. Therefore, this must be a right angle. Then we see that there a right angle triangle is formed. Like this, questions are usually made related to our day-to-day life situations. You don't get direct questions. Don't be in a hurry. Therefore, when you get a question, read it once, twice, or even 3 times, thrice. No matter. Understand the question very well. Don't try to answer before you understand. First you understand the question very clearly and then you can answer. Anyway, at this moment, I am not going to give you a lot of questions because in another video, we will be discussing problems related to these ones. So, I think now this is more than enough for Pythagorean relation. Now you can work out those few sums and get a good knowledge. After getting the good knowledge, let's discuss the questions. That's all for the day. Good luck.